Hey there, I'm Taylor. I'm the host of the Shop Talk with Radiate Prints podcast and the owner of Radiate Prints. We're a local business that does screen printing and embroidery, and the short way to say that is we make custom t-shirts. So if you need t-shirts, give me a holler. But on today's episode of the Shop Talk with Radiate Prints podcast, I had on Chris West with Custom Building Company. I've known Chris for a few years and have always been amazed that whenever we're talking about something going on in Greenville, he seems to know something about every building that you could talk about. And there's a reason for that. He's a fifth generation contractor in Greenville, Pitt County, meaning that his great-great-grandfather built some of the buildings that are in Greenville and Pitt County, and he's even had the honor of getting to renovate the buildings that people in his past family generations got to build. So he has all kinds of cool stories about buildings that were built in the 1930s and how they've been repurposed in 2020 to become totally new things. And he talks about the dynamics of working in a family business and what it's like to have your father start a company and then kind of come in as early as the 8th grade and work your way up, and what it's like to work in a company that really values family, while also balancing working with your father and working through transitions of, being a young man coming into the company all the way up to being an adult and starting to help run the business. So it's a really cool episode. I really enjoyed Chris's perspective, and he just has this overall sense of gratitude for everything that the Lord has given him. I hope you guys enjoy this episode.
In the capacity that we're in now, I am a second generation GC, but fifth in Greenville.
You're saying your great-great-grandfather
was a builder here also.
And he built the building that Coastal Fog is in.
Yeah, I think so. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you guys got to do the renovation on it.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
So what's funny is, that building has gone through a bunch of different transformations over the years. I think it was built in the 30s and 40s to make May West life jackets. And it was for Union Carbide, which they're a battery company. I mean, if yeah, I don't know what they're doing making life jackets. But then after that, it was several other things. And prior to Jewel White and Tommy Stoughton owning it in like 1996, it was the ECU weight training facility. Mm. I remember I had self-taught. Well, I kind of taught myself AutoCAD. So during the summers or during the school year when I didn't have anything else to do, I would get sent to go do as-builts, to measure buildings. And so I went in and measured that building. And then I went in and I helped demo that building with as a laborer. And we did
in like 1996?
1996, 97, 98. Just, each year we had a little bit of something to do.
How old are you at this point, like 18?
96, I was 18. Yeah. And so we had to do a little bit of work on it each year. And then, there was different upfits for Jewel and Tommy over the years. And, a tenant would move out and they'd brainstorm something and a tenant would move back in and we'd draw something else in it. But so, we had, I couldn't even tell you the number of drawings we had on that building. So when the Vainwright family, when Jordan Proctor and Jen Lutz and their parents wanted to go look at renovating, it was like, yeah, here you go.
We already have
a million different ideas. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
So what was it like to work on that project? With I guess their ideas.
Oh, I couldn't see what they saw. It was just an old building to me. But when you started tearing out the ceilings and tearing out all the more recent upfits and different materials that were used, exposed old brick. You could see the old timbers and the old underside of the roof. It was really cool. And I can go in there now, and it's just, they didn't want to paint the underside of the roof, which we all thought was really weird because we wanted to see one consistent roof color. Uh-huh. And I think they nailed it, though.
Yeah.
Because it's just it just gives you that industrial, different downtown old building feel. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, they knocked it out of the park. It looks great.
Yeah, there's nothing quite like it in Greenville.
No. And it makes you think, okay, if we've got all these other old buildings downtown or different places, look what they could be, right, transformed into.
And what would you say, if someone didn't know what Custom Building Company was, in short, what do you guys do?
We are a design build company that specializes in negotiated construction. We work and we are client-based. We're not project-based. We don't have like a niche type, like an industry that we don't just do storage buildings. We don't just do mercantile. We don't not just industrial work. It's a client-based business. Mm-hmm. We have a certain client that we work for that wants to do repeat business, that wants to build a relationship,
Okay.
that has repeat opportunities. Maybe they just have one opportunity, but they just really want someone they can trust that just looks at it from an owner's perspective, you know, and kind of takes, in other words, I'm not looking at each project from my perspective. I'm looking at it, if I was the owner, this is what I would want to do, and this is how I would spend my money.
Yeah.
That's kind of who we are. I don't know if that sums it up or not.
Yeah, no, it does.
So
what would be some examples of maybe recent projects you've worked on that people would recognize? If they live in Pitt County.
Boring storage projects. One on Reedy Branch Road. We're working on the spa over on Arlington Boulevard right now.
What is that? Can you tell us what that's going to be? Or is it a secret?
I don't know if I'm supposed to or not, but it's really, really
Okay,
nice
I don't want to get
on
you in
the
trouble.
inside. So
It's going to do what?
it's really, really nice on the inside.
Okay.
It looks unbelievable. You're talking about like getting out of Greenville and not feeling like you're in Greenville when you're inside a space. That place
Wasn't
is
it? It was the spot. Merle
It was
Norman.
the spot, Merle Norman.
Is it same owner or different owner?
It is a different owner,
Okay.
Tyler Fortner,
Oh,
and his wife
okay.
Ashley, who are awesome.
And they do Coastal Par next door too.
Coastal Par next
Yeah.
door, and there's going to be a Coastal Par Women's. So
I'm
there's gonna be
excited about that.
Coastal Par Men's, Coastal Par Women's.
Nice. And this is gonna be in the middle.
Spa in the middle. And so he's also 264 Shoes.
Yes.
So another plug for Tyler.
Right.
But yeah, so that it's going to be phenomenal when they're
Cool.
done.
I did not know that was him doing that project. Very neat. I'm
Yeah,
excited to see what they do with
it's
it.
cool.
Y'all done any gas stations lately?
No.
You
do
look like
gas
you don't want to
stations.
do a gas station.
No, I don't want to do any gas stations. I don't. We have built gas stations. There's enough gas stations. There's enough people out there doing gas stations. I don't need to do gas stations.
Did I hit a nerve with gas stations?
No.
Those aren't on your wish list for
No,
things
they're
you want to
just on
build?
every corner. We just finished a couple nice hangars at the airport, which are really cool.
Okay, at Pitt Greenville? Or
Yeah, Pitt Greenville.
Because y'all done some stuff in Kinston,
We
right?
have, yep. We've done a lot for Exclusive Jets in Kinston.
Okay, cool.
Who's been a long time client of ours. And we're working on 3 hangars at Beaufort County Airport, Washington Warren Airport right now.
Okay. To back up a little bit, you said your dad is the one who kind of started taking it commercial direction.
Yeah.
How did you come into the picture to decide that you want to?
I didn't want to work in 8th grade. But I saw my neighbor that lives across the street from me today. Josh will appreciate this one. Was my, I think it was physical biology in 8th grade over at A.G. Cox. And I had made decent grades, A's and B's. And I think my last 6 weeks, I just didn't do what I was supposed to do. Ended up with like a 69 in physical biology my last 6 weeks. Now I had a B for the year. So, I mean, I'm going home and you know how your report card's got your 6 weeks and, but it's got a final grade and it's all A's and B's. So I'm just like, well, I'm good. I'm not worried. They're not even going to look at that 69. That was Friday afternoon.
Oh, gosh.
Sunday morning, I was on a job. Trying to get the rust off anchor bolts, I think is what it was. I don't even remember. It was just whatever I could do to understand that if you're going to make 69s, this is the kind of work you're going to do. And that was the start of my construction career. And so that was between the summer of my 8th grade and 9th grade, first year of high school.
Okay.
And so I worked, and I think I worked the first week. I never remember this, but apparently I worked the first week without getting paid. And the guy who was the vice president of our company back then, Jeff Hoblitzel, I think he convinced Dad to pay me after that. And so that's I don't remember any of that. I remember it was just, it was punishment. I looked at it as punishment back then, and I think I probably looked at it as punishment until I realized that I'm making money. And I think really when I got my license and I felt like I was making an impact and I was part of the team, which is, kind of who we are anyway. When I started feeling like I was one of the guys and part of the team, that was when my whole attitude flipped.
And what age did you get your license?
So I was 16. That was in 94. That would have been 2 years after. So I guess I went through 2 summers of what I would consider punishment.
For that 1 grade?
Oh, yeah. I was going to work the rest of my life after that. Yeah, I was going to work. I mean, I never had a summer off after that.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, I think, I don't know if that my son started. I think he started working between 9th and 10th.
Okay.
But that was his, you know, he wanted to work.
Did he also get a 69 on a test?
No, he had great grades. He wanted to work. I mean, he, you know, and I didn't want to work. I mean, my friends were out, you know, having a big time, going to the pool, you know, hanging out and
what were you doing?
I was working.
Yeah, no, but what was the task that you were given?
Oh, I was concrete. So the first job I worked on was built. There was I guess it's a 25,000 square foot. It might be a 50,000 square foot. We're working in it now. I ought to know. 30,000 square foot addition to Hatter's Hammocks at the time.
Okay.
It's right off of 10th Street. It's called Intersect East now.
Yep.
Matter of fact, we're over there doing some upfits in that building currently. So it's really kind of cool that that's come full circle.
Yeah.
But I got put over there with a foreman that worked with us named Mark Westmoreland, and he was great. He was good to me. You know, I don't know if he took it easy on me because I was the owner's son, but they didn't take it easy on me. But I learned a lot underneath him. I learned a lot about concrete work. So while I thought it was punishment, I still remember all that. It was a really good experience. But if it was dirty and nasty and nobody else wanted to go do it, I got volunteered or voluntold. Yeah, that you're going to go do that, you know? So, but those lessons were invaluable. And it's funny, I look back on my time that particular year, and one thing that stands out from me is we've got a guy. It's very important to me personally, but and professionally. It's Marvin Frazier. He is a superintendent / PM for us. He does a lot of project management for us also. I was working on the job one day with Mark. Dad and Jeff were out there. They walked up and they were talking to us, and they were getting ready to interview a guy. The guy they were getting ready to interview was Marvin. And so Marvin's still, you know, he's a PM with us now today. Yeah. So is Anthony Simmons, who was with us prior to all that. And yeah, so it's just a big family.
Yeah.
So that was just, I didn't want to be part of that family that soon. You know what I mean?
You weren't quite ready.
At 14 years old.
I know, but I mean, at 14, and I know construction's like a male-dominated industry in general, but I mean, it almost sounds like you had like a bunch of people who were kind of like a father figure to you, in addition to your dad being in the business. Yeah. Like people to like look up to and teach you. Yeah,
I didn't think about that. I didn't think about it like that, but yeah, I mean, Anthony, who is still the project manager with us now. Yeah. I mean, he's like the longest non-blood related uncle that he's been around. He's family. They're all family. So yes, I did. I had a lot of different people like that I could look up to.
And how do you think that played out with you eventually coming to a place of leadership within the company, like starting so early? And I guess, like you said, you were voluntold for the jobs that maybe no one else really wanted to do.
I think I had to earn my keep. I know I did. I think that, you know, I was always told I had to work twice as hard for half as much. Which I didn't
Is that just being the owner's kid, or
that was being the owner's kid? If you're the owner's kid, you got to work twice as hard for half as much. So, as much as I didn't like that, I understood it and I appreciated it, and I felt like I really enjoyed the people I worked with. I might not have enjoyed the particular jobs we were working on,
right?
But it was all the aspect of just being around these guys that you didn't want to disappoint. Maybe, you know what I mean? You wanted to be around these people. You didn't want to let them down. And I think that as you move into a leadership role has helped me a lot because a lot of the same people are still there. You still have that love for them, and you still just want to really just, you know, it's not that you don't want to disappoint them, but you just want to succeed with them. Yeah. And so I think I think they had a lot of respect, or I feel like I earned some respect just by virtue of the fact that I wasn't scared to work hard. Yeah. So anyway.
So you're, doing the summers, like in high school, middle school, I guess to continue on that career path, did you go to college?
I did. Went to East Carolina, went to construction management. Started there in 96. I think I graduated in the summer of 2000. Okay. Took 2 summer sessions to graduate, but, you know, I would always take a few less hours in the mornings during duck season so we could go duck hunting because I like to hunt and fish, as you well know.
Yeah.
So I always had those passions. So in between the working and the school, I was hunting and fishing.
Okay.
So, but yeah, so I went to East Carolina, graduated in 2000, went straight to work after that. Might have taken a week off.
So have you ever worked anywhere else?
No.
Wow.
No experiences anywhere else.
That's crazy.
Which is, it's great. At the same time, you know, you kind of miss that other perspective.
Yeah.
But I think that's where C12 too helps with you get a different perspective there.
Definitely.
So I think I had a shameless plug for
Yeah.
C12. But
your kids, like after you had that experience, do your kids work for a custom building company now, or do they work somewhere else?
Both have worked for custom building company.
Okay. But
Mace,
anywhere else?
So Spencer, right now, he is on his second year of working during the summer as a mate on a private boat.
Okay.
Out of Morehead City. So they fish some. He takes care of the boat a lot. Last summer was cut short because they had a lightning strike on the boat. The boat was damaged and they couldn't fish I think the last half of the summer. So he worked with us, but he was working back. He was like trying to manage working a little bit for us last summer and then trying to play boat mate. Well, this year, he was full time on the boat, and I think that was a good experience for him. He'll probably do the same thing next year. Macy, my daughter, is who you've met, sweet as she can be. She worked with us this summer, last summer, a little bit of babysitting too.
Yeah.
My plan was for her not to work with us this summer. We were trying to get her a job at the beach, and it just didn't work out. So we were a good fallback.
Yeah.
But
so was that, I guess, were you trying to help them find jobs outside of custom building companies so they could have the perspective that you missed out on?
And it's so funny because you asked that question. When I was pulling up at the wrong spot for this podcast, I was on the phone with my son, and we were talking about he had to do some sort of interview for the business school today.
Okay.
And he was talking about how great his interview went. And I think it was just a mock interview.
Is he at College of Business?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do mock interviews
so
with
it
all
was
the students.
Centos, I think. But anyway, he said it went well. I don't know if it did or not, but he said
That's what he told you.
He likes to talk. I mean, so he's a good communicator, so he can do that. But I have told him that I don't want him to come to work directly for a custom building company right out of school. Now, it's not because I don't want him to, but I want him to get a different perspective. I don't want him to just, and I'm not saying settle. That sounds bad. That sounds like that's what I did. But I just want him to kind of keep his options open. There may be something else out there for him. I don't want to feel like it's something he has to do. I want it to be something he wants to do, whether it's now or eventually, after 2 or 3 years of working somewhere else, or 4 or 5 years of working somewhere else, or if ever.
Yeah.
I just want him to get some different experiences, if that makes sense. It's just the world's a much bigger place now than when I was in school. I feel like it was anyway, or I feel like it is. And I think there's a lot more opportunity for them. And I just want them to see what other opportunities they have. So, but hey, if I had a chance to have my kids come work with me eventually, selfishly, I'd love it.
Right.
So, yeah, take it all day long.
Yeah. So do you see value when you have employees come from other construction companies, like with work history, other places, or
Sometimes.
Or is it like tribal knowledge that you wish they didn't have kind of thing?
It depends. Sometimes we like to grow on our own.
Yeah.
I would say some of the best employees we have, and some of the best employees that we have are guys that work with us, leave, and then realize maybe the grass wasn't greener and then come back. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense. It happens. I mean, is that a common thing in your industry?
Sometimes. It hadn't been a real common thing for us. I mean, we've been very fortunate and blessed to be able to hang on to most of the guys that are there for the long haul. Mm-hmm. I hadn't thought about that. That's a really good question. I think we've got a lot of guys that have worked for other companies. Mm-hmm. And I think they bring a lot of knowledge and background, but maybe they didn't work in the atmosphere that we have.
And what is the atmosphere like?
Just the family atmosphere. and the culture that we try to create within Custom Building Company, where everybody's equal and everybody is just, we all work together for the same end result.
Right.
Sometimes it ends up being not as organized when you do things that way, but everybody's intentions, what their intentions are, and everybody's working for the same goal. So, but yeah, so I think a varied perspective is good, but growing up in the culture of a certain company and continuing to build upon that, I think that's a good thing too. So, you kind of get to see people. Some people like it, some people don't. So we have some young guys that'll stay, especially the young guys that want to be in Eastern North Carolina. They'll tend to stay and grow with us. Where some that want to see other things in other parts of the state, they may go do other things. But they're still friends. They're colleagues, and they're allies. They end up being allies. Yeah. So, which is really cool. How far does your footprint go as far as projects? Well, that's a good question. So we recently finished I guess it's a satellite office for Mangum Trucking in Blacksburg, South Carolina, which is like 5 hours away. Did you have crews going from Greenville? We did. Yeah, we had a superintendent and a project manager, and then we subbed out most everything else. Okay. But we don't go to places like that looking for work. We typically are working in Pitt County, Beaufort County, kind of within a 30 to 45 minute reach. You know what I mean? But we will go we'll go within an hour or two, depending upon, if we've got a client that wants us to go there, we're going to go. Right. Especially if we're east of Greenville, northeast of Greenville, we'll gladly go 2 or 3 hours to help a client out. Yeah. If they're willing to work with us, we're willing to travel for them. Okay. So, I wanted to ask you a little bit about, what is it like to be in leadership at a company that your dad started and kind of moving up? Can you tell me more about that? It's challenging in that you're working in an existing situation where there's things that you may want to do slightly different, but you just got to be patient. I've learned that. Yeah. But how awesome is it that he and I get to work together, and the opportunity to spend that much time together, and we get along. We're alike enough that the good side, the good attributes kind of play together, and then we're different enough that we don't butt heads that often. Does that make sense? Yeah, because if you're too alike, Oh yeah, it would probably be chaotic. It wouldn't have lasted this long. But yeah, I think it's we kind of run parallel paths. He kind of has his clientele, and I have my clientele, and we kind of meet in the middle. You know what I mean? And we kind of bounce things off each other. And I still have a lot to learn from him. And I think it's just really awesome that he loves it. Where the business is today, he's built that business to where it is. And I guess, what has he done to build? Like where when he started the company to now, like what has he done to grow? Oh, I think literally when he started the company, he was in debt. My grandfather had passed away and was in a decent amount of debt. I think Dad had to go. Dad didn't have a GC license. My grandfather was the only one that had a GC license. And I think he had to go borrow $100,000 to sit for his GC license, get his GC license so he could just wrap up. I think his idea was he was just going to wrap up what he had left over, and he was going to go work for another company. Like another construction company, or just change careers altogether? Yeah, go work for another construction company. Okay. And I think he just found himself as he continued to wrap up the things that he was supposed to be wrapping up, there was more opportunities and more things that kind of hit his plate. And next thing you know, he's got a pretty decent book of business. And the other company, a gentleman from the other company came in and was kind of helping him, was very, very, very gracious, and said, "Look, I think you just need to keep doing what you're doing." And that's it. That's where it all kind of started. And so he was doing, I think back when he started, what he was doing in a year is a small job for us now, if that makes sense. Okay. So if that, I don't know if he was doing 200,000 or 300,000 a year, and that's a very, very that's a smaller size job for us now.
Right. Wow.
And so, yeah, that's just seeing just starting from literally thinking you were going to have to shut the business down to
like thriving.
Mm-hmm.
How many years have you guys been in business?
You have to ask me these hard questions. I think, honestly, and y'all are going to get on me this because we didn't celebrate it. We hadn't done, I think this is 40 years this year.
No way. And you haven't done anything to
I'm doing a podcast.
If it fits.
To celebrating 40 years. No, I think this is.
Mike is getting some T-shirts done right now with us. Let me put a bug in his ear about getting a 40th anniversary shirt.
Tell him to make sure that our incorporation
is correct.
Is 85, not 84. Okay? Serious.
We'll make some 40th anniversary shirts turn out, am I right?
yeah. Oops, 41. You put that on. So, yeah.
We missed it last year.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, though.
No, so I mean, so working with that is awesome.
Yeah.
We hang out together on the weekends, and we have a good relationship. That transition from him being the owner to now me and the other two guys that are now involved having some ownership in it. It's slow, but at the same time, it's at the pace that it needs to be.
Right.
And we have to be patient because he still wants to be involved. He still brings a lot to the table, and we still have a lot to learn from him. So
I feel like that's a good place to be, though.
I think so too.
What would you say to someone who's listening and they are in the waiting period of, like they're transitioning into like the family business and know that they're going to take it over, but, not trying to push too hard or waiting for their time? It's not time yet.
Pray about it, wait about it, and be thankful for the opportunity. And I think that's what I tell myself too. Pray about it, be patient, and be thankful that you're in the opportunity you're in. And have as much of an impact where you can have an impact. I remember that was one thing from my core. There's certain things that I don't have as much of, I can't impact as much, but there are places like ministry in our company that I have been able to have a tremendous impact.
And when you say ministry in the company, what do you mean?
We've introduced a corporate chaplain this year. We started off with a gentleman that was helping us. He was a minister or pastor for a church here, actually in Craven County. And so he showed us the impact of what could be. He just couldn't serve and couldn't be with us full time and could not sort of be at our couldn't be on call for us.
Right.
Just because, he had a full-time job.
Yeah.
But if it didn't do anything else, it showed us that we wanted more of that. And so now we have a full-time corporate chaplain. We'll do Corporate Chaplains of America.
Yeah.
And it's been great. And then, introducing Bibles and handing out Bibles at Christmas.
Okay.
Reading devotionals, praying before some or most of our meetings. And just seeing the way that our guys absorb it. That's been, and almost saying, okay, I've pushed it this far. Let me push it a little bit further. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You don't want to roll it all out at the same time. Just kind of a.
No, but I feel, I feel like it's pushed me to take it a step further each time.
That's cool.
So it's pushed me outside of my comfort zone a little bit. So
very cool.
It's been really neat.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a good note to end on, at least to get to these questions. So,
are these the questions you sent me?
Yeah.
I looked at them, but I think I got an answer for all of them.
I think you're going to do good. So, what is one small thing that has made a surprisingly big difference in your business?
I don't know if it's transparency.
Tell me more about what you mean.
Think about small. Just showing your cards, I guess, with clients and with employees and with subcontractors, and just kind of being an open book.
Yeah. I think that's a good one.
Honesty, which is kind of, I guess it's kind of rare in the construction industry sometimes.
What makes you say that?
I don't know. I feel like a lot of clients that come to us feel like when they've built with other people or they built with other companies or built in other places, not necessarily anywhere around here, they may not get all the information. They may feel like that. I guess that feeling of when you've got when the client feels like you're really you're really concerned about their outcome, which we really are.
Right.
I mean, they've got to be successful before we can be successful. And I think just being an open book and showing everything it's so easy. Yeah. Nobody does it. Maybe you don't need to show this part. This is way too like telling all our secrets. No,
oh my gosh, Chris. But no, I think people listening, like when you hear that there's a contractor that actually cares, that's not a business secret. That's just your character and who you are.
It's just something easy to do.
And, one thing I hear all the time, with hiring, it's like you hire for character, not as much for like the hard skill. You hire for soft skills, not hard skills, because you could teach hard skills. Right. Can't really teach soft skills. So, think about someone listening to this and they're like, oh, I'm going to try and do that. If they don't have it, they can't manufacture that. I mean, they could ask Jesus into their heart and Jesus will do it, but
if it's not built in,
that's about it.
If it's not built in, it's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yep.
100%. Made me feel better about that, Taylor. Thank you.
What's one piece of technology that you can't live without in your business?
Oh, Microsoft Excel. Just that particular program is we do everything. Why'd you laugh, Josh? I think that was hilarious.
Why'd you laugh?
Email, is that, yeah.
It was such a nerdy answer, but I know that you use it for what you do.
Yeah, all our spreadsheets is Excel.
Yeah.
And then I would say Outlook. And actually today, cell phones.
Yeah. Because y'all been in business long enough, you know what it was like before.
We did cell phone tower sites. That's one thing you didn't even ask us about. Yeah. We built like 400 sites for U.S. Cellular.
Wow. And is that all across Eastern North Carolina?
All across Eastern North Carolina, South Carolina.
How many years was that?
So it started in 1989 and went really strong until about 2003. And then we just did a few sporadically until about 2009 when it just stopped. Mm. Like a lot of people don't know there's the concession stand at CMF, or is it CMF's?
I don't know.
Epps Middle School. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So there's a concession stand there, and it's got this antenna, and that is a U.S. Cellular site. We built that concession stand, and U.S. Cellular donated the concession stand part.
No way, because they needed a tower right there.
They needed a tower right there. Huh. So the other half of that is a cell site. Now, whether it's U.S. Cellular now,
who knows?
I don't know. So
it's funny you said you started in 1989. Taylor Swift was born in 1989, and she came out with her new album, "The Life of a Showgirl," on Friday.
I know you have a girl. I know you're tickled with that.
You have a daughter in your house.
She's not a Swiftie, though.
She's not into it like that?
She's not. No, she's going more like normal,
normal?
Country music. I was going to say normal country music.
No, I know what you meant, Chris.
And country music today is not normal. But yeah. So.
Well, my favorite is The Fate of Ophelia. That's my favorite track on it right now. I was just curious if you'd heard any music playing in the background from Macy.
No, not yet.
I feel like she's the target demographic. Well, maybe not the target demographic, but she's a demographic that's usually into Taylor Swift.
You're a holdout Taylor Swift person. You grew up with her from the time
I've been in it from,
yeah.
I've been in it from the jump.
Yeah,
so.
That's right.
Yeah. But anyway,
not
I had to ask.
Up on her now.
You gave me an opening there.
Yeah, 89. That's right.
If you could go back in time and give yourself one piece of advice, what would it be?
Just keep doing it. Do it all over again. Yep. I don't know that I would change anything.
You wouldn't change anything? But would you tell yourself something maybe to like give yourself a confidence boost or look at something differently than the way you saw it at that time?
Man, Taylor, you quieted me right down. I would, the way that my life has turned out, it's been pretty cool so far. I don't know that I would change anything. I think where I am today, I would have read the Bible sooner, dug into my faith sooner, really leaned into what was, to that earlier in life. But I don't know if I would listen, So I would tell myself that.
But you don't know if you would have listened.
But I don't know if I'd have listened or not.
Yeah.
So I think that, for right now, I don't know that it would have changed anything.
Yeah.
I really like the way it's all turned out.
That's cool.
So, I really like the way it's all turned out. I'm pretty satisfied with all that. So.
It's a blessing to be able to say. So.
Yep, absolutely.
Besides your business, I think I know the answer to this. What is one hobby that recharges your batteries?
Fishing. Yep, fishing. I love it. Fished Saturday, so I'm on the water generally every weekend.
Okay.
Or I'm wanting to be on the water every weekend. So fishing, being on the water, spending time with family and friends, enjoying hunting or fishing, one of the two.
Yeah.
Saltwater mainly. We have my family has a home in Ocracoke, which I love. It's my favorite place on earth.
All right.
I could go on and on about that. That could be a whole nother podcast.
I already know. I know that you might have already told me what your answer to this is, but if someone is coming to Greenville for the first time, where are you going to take them?
Nino's. Nino's, nowhere else.
This is not a paid plug or anything, but I think Nino's might be the most recommended restaurant we have on the podcast.
Go there on a Wednesday. If you don't, if it's packed. I mean, it's amazing. It's so consistent.
I thought you were about to share a hack that if you go to Nino's on a Wednesday that it's going to be dead or something.
You can't.
But you can't.
You better get a reservation because it's packed. It's that good.
It is that good.
It really is. I mean, it's just so consistent, and it's just my wife's birthday is October 1st, so we ate at Nino's on October 1st.
Oh, cool.
And then we are eating at Nino's again this Wednesday with her dad and her stepmom at Nino's. So we're eating again at Nino's on Wednesday. So for her birthday.
You know what birthstone she is, right?
What?
For October. Opal. No. Opalite.
You know what? I should have known that, Josh. Josh,
well, I'm just giving you some hints just so you can get your wife something nice, okay?
She and I have been dating since I graduated from high school.
Oh, so y'all are high school sweethearts? Or are you like?
I guess technically? I was in college. She was a senior in high school, and so we dated since then.
Oh, that's so sweet. Me and Nick are high school sweethearts.
And I'm sure I've bought her something with opal in it.
You had. I say this is from Bailey's.
Yeah.
So you.
I guarantee
if you want, if it's next year, 2026.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Pro tip.
I'll remember that. Well, next year we'll marry 24 years next year, 25 years in 2027.
Okay, we got to prep for the big 25 for sure.
Yeah, we got a couple years. So.
And how can people find Custom Building Company online or on social media?
Well, I think I'm sure we're on Facebook. Our marketing group does a really good job of updating our stuff on Facebook. I think we're on Instagram. We're on LinkedIn. I think LinkedIn gets updated also. But www.cbcnc.com is our website. Or just, would look us up on and call us, and hey, we'll help you out. We'll do whatever we got to do to help you figure out how to go from point A to point B.
So if someone's listening and they need to build something from the ground up, blank land, they call you, or even upfits?
Call us.
Yeah.
Call me.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Reach out to me. We'll help them. We'll help steer them in the right direction.
Well, thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate it.
This has been fun.
It has been fun.
Pick and choose what you want to edit. I don't have animals crawling on me like Jerry.
I mean, I don't know if there. I told somebody I don't know if I'm gonna get another episode quite like that one.
That had to be cool. Were they ever there crawling on you, Josh?
Oh, yeah.
Were they really?
Yeah, they got on the camera and everything.
I'll show you a video in a minute. But all right. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Shop Talk with Radiate Prince podcast. I'll see you next week.